if you're familiar with POU athletics, you've heard this name before. This is Anthony. He lives off campus. He plays third base for the POU baseball team.
Oh.
And we're talking World Series, so Anthony, of course, wants to talk some World Series with us. Anthony, how you doing,
Hello.
man?
How's it going, boys?
It's going
Pretty good. How are you?
It's going great. Can you give me a World Series prediction?
The Astros.
Astros, how many games?
6.
Why?
Because they're young, good, and got Altuve.
Hey, I like that answer. Altuve's my boy.
How what you gonna go with? All right, Anthony. Dude, thanks so much for calling in today.
Yeah.
Call us next week, dude. We'll be on Wednesday
right.
at 8 a.m.
Go Lute.
Yeah. I like it. We're getting some callers. Seth, what are your thoughts on the World Series, man?
Well, I am pulling for the Astros. Even if they are in the Mariners division, I do like the youth movement that they've got there with young guys like Correa, Altuve. I want to say Astros in 7, but my gut instinct told me to say Dodgers in 6. We'll see what happens, but I'm rooting Astros.
All right, Astros in 6. Here's
Come
why.
on.
They got good hitting, and they got enough pitching to get them over the hump. Their pitching is going to be way better than they were in the ALCS, and they are going to win in 6. They got youth. They're exciting. They're young, except for Beltran, maybe. But I'm really high on this Astros team right now. Like Anthony was saying, Astros in 6.
All right, I'm going to go with Dodgers in 5.
Oh.
And you can look at my phone. I texted that before the game started last night. Dodgers, of course, lead the
Texted
Astros.
it or tweeted it?
I texted it last night. I'll let you go through the chat right now.
Oh, okay.
Dodgers in 5. You guys are all cool, youth movement. Well, there's only 3 players from both teams who have played in the World Series before. Both teams are young. I think that the Dodgers have better pitching. The Dodgers have been red hot all year long. Speaking of red hot, Josh Turner is probably Justin Turner. My bad.
You're good.
Probably the toughest out in baseball right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say who else on that Dodgers team has been a tough out, Christian?
Chris Taylor has been the greatest meme in baseball right now. Chris Taylor, if you remember the name, he was a former, probably Rainier would probably be a better way to describe what he was. He was the guy who was close but never could make it to the Mariners.
Like so many of them before.
Was traded for Zach Lee to the Dodgers. Zach Lee, in case you were wondering, was released by the Padres in August.
Ooh.
So we'll see how that trade, we know how that trade worked out. Before he went to the Dodgers, Chris Taylor had 1 home run in his life at the major league level. He's hit like 22 this season.
Mm-hmm.
I think, if anything, it shows how late the Mariners' philosophy is with baseball. The Mariners want to control the strike zone, so they want to draw their walks and then put the ball in play. Right now, both teams who are in the World Series, they do like to take walks, but they also like to
hit bombs.
Mm-hmm. The 3 hits that scored runs in last night's World Series game.
Home
runs.
I think that's you said it perfectly, Christian. There have been the MLB broke the record for most home runs in a season this year, and they to be honest, they kind of crushed it out of the park, if you will.
Right.
But I agree. The Mariners are behind the times when it comes to philosophy. You saw it last night. The Astros were swinging. Kershaw only threw 88 pitches, and the Astros were going after a lot of first pitch strikes, simply because they want to make contact with the ball and try and hit it out and hit it with power.
Well, okay, first pitch strikes. Historically, that means first pitch is going to be a fastball. If you can sit on a fastball and put a decent swing that's going to put backspin on the baseball,
yeah,
you're going to hit it out of the park. Chris Taylor did it in his first at bat last night.
No, yeah.
He destroyed that baseball. It was hit so far. Best meme of the playoffs is Chris Taylor for Mariners fans.
Yes.
Best meme.
Yes.
It's hilarious. You can't even be mad at it because it's just a philosophical difference that it comes down to changing his swing just a little bit. Hit the bottom of the baseball, not the top. Now he's hitting balls out of the park.
We've seen it with more than just Chris Taylor.
Right.
With Mariners players overall, when they have this reputation that when they go to a different team, they start doing better. Not just hitters, but pitchers as well. That's a whole nother story for a different day. But the Mariners are behind the times when it comes to
We talked about it a week or two ago. Logan Morrison hit 39 home runs.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
You're never a 39 home run guy in Seattle.
And I think we tend to blame it on the field that they play in or the Seattle air.
Not a thing.
But yeah, it's got to be a philosophy thing more so than
I do think
the stadium.
I am gonna lean on that, and there is a little bit of truth to that. But when you go to other parks, you're gonna visit hitter-friendly parks, and that's your chance to hit home runs. It can't just be. It's got to be more than just your 3, 4, and 5 hitters in today's day in baseball. The Astros leadoff hitter George Springer, I'm pretty sure led the MLB for leadoff hitters in home runs. That's so big when you can, in that crucial first inning, as Christian would say, hit a home run to lead the game off. That automatically takes pressure off of your pitcher, the rest of the game, and everybody just in general. The hitters, they're not stressing as much to try and get ahead and hit that homer.
Yeah, it is. It is what it is. It's fun to watch Chris Taylor right now because he's playing really, really well.
Who knew he could play outfield?
Athlete, you could put him at center field. He was going to be a shortstop.
I feel like
move him back. I mean, a lot of people do it. Ian Desmond did it a couple years ago. I mean, this is what it is.
I feel like a lot of MLB players are better athletes than what we give them credit for.
Oh, you don't think? Yeah? Tell me more, DJ.
I mean, a lot of the stereotype is that baseball has the least amount of athletes in there because you see big, bulky first basemen.
David Ortiz, Prince Fielder.
Those are rare athletes that, they have a lot of power because of how bulky they are. But I mean, in the outfield, those guys have to cover so much ground and try and focus on that little ball and catch it. That's harder to do than what we give them credit for. And that there are more athletes in the MLB.
Yeah, it is. It's fun to watch. So once again, can we go around the room real quick and hear our predictions on the World Series? Seth, who you got and how many games?
Astros in 7.
Dude, he hesitated. I might have changed his mind. DJ, what do you got?
Astros in 6.
Dodgers in 5. That's what I'm going to go with.
7, 6, and 5.